Hello, good afternoon, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to second session webinar talk, MIC Openly, 17 April 2022. So today we have our special guest. We'll talk about the cycle of profit from passion to action, understanding self-published arts and NFTs. So welcome, Mr. George Wong. So a little bit about Mr. George Wong. He's a business strategist, techpreneur, investment advocate over the past decade. Currently, he is the Chief Executive Officer for Reactive Labs, focusing on blockchain advisory, project management and development of NFT, digital asset and goods. Concurrently, he is the subcommittee chairperson for NFTs and metaverses in Access Blockchain Association and the Chief Technology Officer for Finex Asia. His early MNC corporate career, for example, in Sony Malaysia, saw him managing up to 120 million business portfolio, winning internal, domestic, and international awards for explosive business growth and marketing innovation in the process. Prior to this, he has ventured more than 20 plus startups and initiatives from retail to publishing, and most notably in the investment and blockchain space. He has managed a variety of investment-related firms, supported the growth of the regional investment community, and even successfully completed an ICO in 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. George Wong.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the introduction. So I just want to start off with a little bit about my personal passion, because the title says from passion to action, right? So I think if you've heard, I've started more than 20 businesses, which means I'm a sucker for pain. Because if you fail more than 20 businesses and try to get up again, it's going to hurt, right? And if you ever want to go into entrepreneurship, the one thing you cannot give up on is that drive to stand up and keep doing it, right? Because even in business, business is a form of art. You can do good business creatively. You can run creative marketing campaigns to grow your business. But if you just treat it like a 9 to 5, even in your work, you don't make good art. So to me, I have this belief that art exists in all forms of things that we do. Even the way we talk to someone, even the way we look at someone, even the way we sit beside someone, all that is a form of communication. Body language is a huge part of communication and art. So let's just want to start off with something about my motivations behind it. So of course, today we're going to talk about self-published art. And to me, art is wider than just monkeys in a square box, all right? And I've got a bit of profile, but I want to share with you some of the businesses that I've actually done in the past. So I have been a full-time photographer, videographer. I've done commercial photography. I've ran studios. I've done TV shows before. I've actually been an executive producer for reality show, love drama. Don't ask me why I've done a love drama. It just happened in life. I have been an editor of magazines. I have published magazines when I was at Berkeley Advertising. I've run an art center, a gallery, right, for photography as well, called the Center for Asian Photographers. I have done conventions in art, all right? And I also was the shortlisting judge for Maybank Photo Awards. It's international, sometime 2012, 2013. So the point I'm trying to make is that I may be an entrepreneur, I may be a financial guy, I may be in investments, but the first 10 years of my life was dedicated to one passion. I've done every kind of business in relation to photographic art. Nobody has done more businesses in photography than I have, right? And guess what? Art doesn't sell, especially if you're new. It's not easy because I spent 10 years of my life trying to sell art in 20 different ways, all right? And that is something that I want you to understand, that in the art world, up until today, has been extremely difficult to sell your talent, right? And I've tried so many different ways to sell talent. And today, I want to share with you how something that's called NFTs, where many people think it's a scam, or some people think you can make a lot of money. Okay, I've made a lot of money from NFTs. I've made money selling pictures of dogs and monkeys. More money than you can imagine in the last 6 months. You can make money, but you can also lose a lot of money, all right? But that's not the focus. The focus is on how does this technology help you if you want to really grow and show your talent and make money from your talent, right? Instead of being a starving artist. There's a reason why things are called starving artists and not starving businessmen. It's because artists normally get overlooked, okay? So I'm going to talk a bit about art in general and also NFTs and how it relates to that. Now, for the longest time, everyone just looks at the money part. Last year, beginning of the year, somebody bought a piece of artwork for $63 million. It is a single JPEG file of 5,000 pictures combined together into one big picture, which is 223 MB in terms of size. It's a gigantic JPEG file. However, 1 year later, I have no idea what is the picture inside. 5,000 pictures and I have no clue, but it sold for $60 million. Because some guy who is an Indian guy, who lives in Singapore and India, okay, but he's based in Singapore, he bought it for $60 million. Suddenly, everybody thinks NFTs is art and NFTs is a lot of money. That's all people know about it. But really, then the people will start to ask, why would anybody pay so much money when I can go online, use a mouse, right-click, and you save the photo? I have downloaded that $63 million original photo. So I've done it, okay? This is something that I know. Why would anyone do that? So the key thing I want you to understand is that even if you went online or you went to the Louvre in Paris and you took the picture of the Mona Lisa, do you actually own it? Anyone can right-click save a photo. The difference is that even if you save the original photo in your computer, you don't own it. And that is the number one thing I want you to remember about NFTs. There's a lot of things people talk about NFTs, okay? But NFTs basically just represents digital ownership. Now, why is this important? Now, as a photographer for many years, one of the biggest problems about being a photographic artist is that people steal your art because it's so easy to steal art, right? I can go anywhere, I can go to your Facebook page, I can copy it, I can pretend that it's mine, I can sell it, I can make money from it. And it's very hard for you as the original photographer to even prove that you are the original owner of the artwork. In the film days, when it was not digital, what would people do? People would actually shoot with film negative, right? Have you ever used a film negative camera? No, right? I still do sometimes. But with the film negative, because you can't copy it so easy, they would seal it, they would that's physical, they'll mail it to themselves in a sealed envelope with a stamp from the post office. You want to know why? So that if anybody tries to steal their artwork, they have proof that I'm the original person with a stamp from the post office. That was what people used to do. And you could prove that you own it. But in the digital space, it's very hard to prove. But if you put your artwork online in the form of an NFT, and when I mean artwork, it doesn't mean photo. It can be music, it can be a video clip, it can be a 3D rendering of your favorite character, whatever artwork it is, and you issue it online with an NFT, and you hold the NFT in your digital wallet, you have proof that you are the owner. This is a very important thing. Now you can claim ownership. So yes, someone can go to your Facebook page, copy the picture, and use it. Okay? But if they try to make money from your artwork, you have a proof that I am the owner and I can take legal action against you. So if you are a new artist and you're doing artwork, you don't want people to steal your right? Then you need a way to go and actually prove you're the owner. So, and every time you launch a new artwork, it's actually very easy for you to introduce an NFT. In fact, it's free. You can do it. Just use any of the existing platforms like OpenSea. You can issue an NFT, attach your artwork to it, and then you just leave it in your wallet. You don't even need to sell it. I'm not talking about financial. I'm talking about protecting your right, your copyright, your hard work. Now, here's the thing. There is many people in the market where you put out the artwork, right? Somebody else, very smart, they copy your artwork, they issue NFT before you. Okay? They issue NFT before you, and they claim copyright first. You can go to law and dispute. Okay? You can dispute. But why give them that chance when you can issue first? And the interesting thing about the blockchain is that when you issue the NFT, there's an exact time when it's stored, and that you cannot edit that record. That record of when the NFT was created is there. You can prove you are the first. Now, if you don't make it a habit to protect your copyright, somebody is going to steal it. This has happened for decades. Nothing new. People stealing and registering the copyright first. You do a nice artwork, somebody sees it, they go to an IP lawyer, they register the IP before you. That happens all the time, with or without NFTs. Now, of course, you may not have an IP lawyer, but now you don't need to do that. You can use an NFT to prove if you do it first. So if you are creating artwork and you make it a habit to just put up something, issue an NFT together, at minimum, you are protecting your copyright. You want to know why that's important? Maybe now you are not known, right, as an artist. But imagine 20 years later, you get really famous. Your original artwork would be worth a lot. Because why? People buy your early work. There's value in that. Buying it before you're famous. And imagine if someone stole your copyright, all that value is gone. Do not look down on your early failed artwork. There's no such thing as failure in art. Sometimes if you are that famous, that big, even your scribbles that you keep in your notebook, 20 years from now is worth something. Because that is the story of your journey into being a great artist. And I'm not talking just about paintings or photos, it can be any kind. Music, even an acting clip that you did of yourself. You realize if it's a famous person, you want these things that they have, right? So this is something that is, I think, important. So let me just go into the key point. Why would anyone buy NFT art? Okay, very simple question, right? And this is from a Malaysian artist. His name is Chun. He's a friend, so I bought his artwork to support him. Okay, and that's one of the things that I want to highlight today. This is a big controversial statement, and which is 99% of people have no idea what art is. No one. No matter how they are so power or whatever, I can tell you, actually most people don't know anything about art. They really don't. If I ask you, hey, what's art? Looks nice, right? It's what a lot of people do, right? The fact is, art is a very hard topic. That's why there are classes called art appreciation. Do you know that? There are literally classes to teach you how to appreciate art. Sounds really boring, right? But that's the fact. The fact is that it's not an easy subject. So if you are an artist and you create an artwork, your artwork don't sell. And your answer is, people don't understand good art. You're not wrong. People don't understand your brilliance. You're also not wrong. Because that's not why people buy. Okay? Like I shared just now, one of the reasons people buy art has nothing to do with your artwork. Is they want to support the person, the creator, the cause, the mission, whatever it is. They are buying our support. This is a big thing. Like I bought artwork from my friend. It's nice art, But my main reason I buy is because I want to support him. Because I think he's a good artist, he works hard, he's been an artist for many, many years, and I appreciate his work. Will I make money from the art? Maybe not, but I don't care. It's because I'm there to support. Let me give you an example. Like this is Asian. It's a very successful Malaysian project. They sold it, made millions, right? One of the things that most Malaysians don't know is that we have a very huge, internationally recognized Malaysian project called Asian. Okay, and I don't make money from it. I bought it because I'm the support, because they're all about women empowerment, and I'm actually involved in many women's associations, right? To support them in technology. So I bought our support. That's the one reason. And I tell you, most people who buy the project, yeah, the artwork may be nice if you like this kind of artwork, right? And I like it. But the key is that they buy because they support women empowerment. Just as simple. And although they focus a lot on the artwork, they promote the mission when they sell. They don't say that they say the artwork is good, of course, they won't say the artwork is bad, but they sell to you that you support, buy this, you are going to help women. You're going to help the mission. That's one thing, okay? So that comes down to the next thing. Everybody loves a good story to tell, okay? When people buy art, they are buying the story of the artist. They want to tell that story. They buy a Da Vinci, okay? They put it in the wall, multi-millionaire. What is the reason he puts the Da Vinci in his living room? To show people. It's when guests come, they see the Da Vinci. I bought the Da Vinci, right? Okay. Then they'll tell you the story. Oh, Da Vinci did this when he was painting. Maybe he was painting naked or something in the forest and then inspired him to draw a painting. It's a story. Some stories are fake. Some stories are real. But people are buying the story to tell their friends. You really think people are going to look at the artwork? Look at the brush stroke. So smooth. Actually, I don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that, right? And it's not interesting. So people sell the story of Da Vinci. Another story that's very interesting, the Mona Lisa. If you ever cared about classical artwork like I do, the Mona Lisa, one of the story is that whatever angle you stand, she is looking at you. It's a story. I have no idea if it's real. So I went to the Louvre in Paris once, and they actually have at the Mona Lisa, they have that cordon. It's also in a half circle, so that you can stand and see whether she's looking at you. My answer is no lah. You believe somehow it looks like she's looking at you lah. You don't believe, like me, she's not looking at you lah. But it doesn't matter. People buy the story. People say, wow, the Mona Lisa, you look from any angle, you can see she's looking at you. But if you look at a computer, it doesn't look like she's looking at you. Again, it's story. So what I'm trying to say is that a lot of artists forget that your life story, the story that is attached to your artwork, that is what people sell. That is what people buy. That's why some people buy something, sometimes the artwork you don't understand. You feel like, wow, like that also can sell for 50 million or something like that. But that sells because of the story behind it. Okay, so this is a big thing. Give you a different example. I show back this slide. Fanta bag. Okay, this is, by the way, every NFT I show is actually NFT I own. So I pay my own money. Okay, this one I bought very expensive. Bought 20K, today worth 5K. At the top, it worth 100K. Okay? Why do people buy this for 100,000 ringgit at one point? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't sing. I wish it sing. Okay? But it doesn't sing. You want to know why people bought this? Because of one guy, Jay Chou. Jalan, if anyone speaks Chinese. Jay Chou, right? The Chinese singer. Okay, because this NFT was launched by his fashion label. So everyone bought. I also blur go and buy because Jay Chou NFT buy. I didn't know it was nice or not, but since it's Jay Chou, I make sure he have a mic. That's about it. Okay, and I spent a lot of money. And guess what? That's why so many people bought it, because of their favorite celebrity, because it was created by their favorite celebrity, because they like Jay Chou. Then they force themselves to like the design, right? Because people want to support their favorite artists. They want to be connected with their favorite artists. They want to be business partners with their favorite artists because this is part of their label. So people buy to support people that they really like. This is also a big thing. That's why if it's celebrities, influencers, whoever it is, they launch an NFT, it may look like crap, but they will buy it. Okay? Now I'm not saying this looks like crap. So any Fanta Bear owners watching online, please don't kill me. But I mean, I kind of like it, but is it worth the money? My answer is no lah. But people still buy it, and I don't have any desire to sell it because support the artist. You see my point? So this is a very, very big reason. Okay. So, and this one, the story one, I have to say, it's the one thing that artists are very bad at. Asians are very bad at this. So please, everyone here in the room, you know, I know one thing between the Westerners and the Asians. Westerners will always sell themselves up. Asians always sell ourselves down. I go everywhere in the world, and every time I meet, the Westerners will sell their one success like it's a million. Asians will have a million success, but say, no lah, small business only. No lah, not very popular only. It's our culture. We don't know how to sell ourselves and our story. Like I showed this is actually a WhatsApp sticker. My friend made into an NFT. She's also a local artist. She's a very good storyteller. She's a good artist, but she's a very good storyteller. She tells about her journey. She's got her own NFT project, talks about her journey in Europe, you know, when she had no money. And in order to survive in Europe, on the streets of Europe, she drew art to make money. And she talks about her life struggle. And you hear the story, and then the artwork becomes more precious because the story is powerful. And artists, and I'm not talking even just about you have to be creative artists, any kind of artist, even a 3D game designer artist, which I'm big into games. Okay, I love games. I'm actually in three companies building games now. All right. Even that avatar character, and the guy who makes it, he got a story to tell. It's all about how you sell yourself in this market, right? So the other one is this: why people buy all this kind of profile photo NFT is because they feel the picture represents them. That's why they buy. This is one of my favorite NFT because I like to eat ramen a lot. I really like to eat ramen a lot. The only reason why I spent 1,200 ringgit on this thing was because I like ramen. And I bought two just in case I had to sell one. Okay? And you'll be amazed at how many people would buy artwork that represents themselves. It's actually quite amazing. This is the digital world that's different. They use this to replace their profile photo on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok. And if you think that this is just casual, celebrities are doing it too. They are buying NFTs that they feel represents their personality. You've got Snoop Dogg, you've got Gwyneth Paltrow, you've got Steve Aoki, a bunch of these guys I'm going to show you very soon. All of them are spending millions, okay, just to have a profile photo art that they feel represents them as a person. And that's why people buy this. It's quite a big market, right? And the other one, of course, the fact that it's rare. Now, I don't know how many of you are actually doing art, but I just want to point out that this is called generative art. What is generative art? Generative art means you draw the head, the hair, the eye all separately, and then you put it into a computer and it randomizes the matching, the baju, the spec, the hair, the face, all random. So even the artist himself, the final design, he has no idea what's going to come out. Okay, it's called generative art. It's generated. The artist only does the cap and all that. All right? And why they do that is a bit like, you know, tikam. How many of you buy bear brick before? Go buy bear brick before? Trading cards? No one? You don't collect anything, really? When you buy a pack or a box or a tikam, you don't know what's inside, right? And the excitement is that you want to pick one and then you get a nice design. Okay? The concept is the same. When you create a new NFT collection, when you buy, you don't know what you're buying. The buyer doesn't know. We are like gambling. You know, wow, I buy one, I hope I get a rare one, very unique one, because those are worth more. So sometimes, because they are not artists, they don't understand art. What they want is rare, right? Because rare got value. And NFTs do it in a way that through this, right, they can tell you, oh, this one, how rare it is. 0.001%. So people buy rarity. So some things may look very ugly, but because it's rare, people buy, right? And that's how you make money. I also do this. Some things I buy, I don't like one. I just want to sell, but I look for rare, right? Because again, they don't understand art. And this is a big one, okay, a big one. One of the main reasons why you see $1 million celebrities buying NFTs is because people want to flex how rich they are. It's like, if I can afford to buy $1 million picture of a monkey, right, I should be pretty richer. Because these people who are paying $1 million for an NFT, right, don't buy it because the NFT does anything. This monkey doesn't do anything. Okay? It's just my social media profile picture for Twitter. This is my professor persona. Okay? The ramen one is my foodie persona. My point is that besides that, it does absolutely nothing. Yes, there is some utility, maybe the membership give you access to certain things, but the key point is that people are not buying it because of anything else. They're buying it because they want to show their wealth, show their social status. They want to be in the same group of people who are very rich. For example, this design is inspired by a collection called Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay, it is the most valuable NFT collection in the market. How valuable? The cheapest one is worth more than R1 million. Okay, cheapest one. I got friends who got a few. I unfortunately don't have any. Okay, but point is, it's very expensive. Now, why are these pictures of monkeys so valuable today? Because these people own one. If you know them, Gwyneth Paltrow, Timberland, Jimmy Fallon, right, Paris Hilton, Justin Bieber, Steve Aoki, etc. All these people plus more are buying those apes because it is a digital social status. Timberland is even making a new digital artist made of 4 monkeys. Nobody knows who the singers are, but the singers on the music video is based on the apes. 4 of them like gorillas. I don't know if you guys know gorillas. It's similar to gorillas. Okay, he made a whole studio around the apes as well. It's a big deal. And why people buy? Because they want to be in the same group as them, right? If you own this, you are in the same group as them. So people buy for them. Another example, more real world. Have you ever heard of a painting that sold for 20 over million, right? But the painting is just one line. That's it. Have you heard that? 20 over million sold to a Russian billionaire, and the whole painting is just blank. One color, I forgot it was orange, and then one black line in the middle. 20 over million. I can do that artwork with my feet, okay? And yet, it's sold for 20 over million. Why? Some people say money laundering, okay? But also it's because everybody knows that a Russian billionaire bought a painting of one line for 20 over million dollars. What does it say? He's very rich to spend that kind of money. People are unaware how important flexing their wealth is to rich people. It's a huge market, right? And that's why some art sells. Some artists professionally sells to only rich people, ridiculous prices, not because artwork good, but because rich people will pay a lot of money for it and they can flex their wealth. That's it. Okay, so this is something that nobody likes to admit in the market, but it's a real thing. Okay, and when you are part of the kind of group that, you know, like with the Bored Ape, you're connected with all these celebrities, right? You will start to even be so proud that you will wear merchandise based on the brand. This is another collection, Got the Cat Gang. Got the Cat Gang is also a blue chip NFT. And they are now so big that they are partnering with Puma, and they are actually going to sponsor an NBA club, right? NFTs have gone very mainstream in the West. It's Asia playing catch up, to be honest. So this is just some commercial things to talk about. Let me go next. Okay, there you go. So now, of course, with many artwork, expecting people to buy your art is not easy. I mean, I talked about the $1 million stuff, right? If it's so easy, I would have done one by now. Okay, but the fact is that it's not so easy. So the market has moved to creating NFTs with certain functions. Now, this is important. If you are going to look into building your own NFT project and use it as a way to promote your art, there are a lot of different ways that you can use NFT because of the technology, right? One of the things is to make it like a membership. Like this is Steve Aoki's NFT. So it's a membership. Whenever he's got parties, you can go and visit him as well. It's not really art, but that's how the NFTs are used. Okay. There is also different kind of membership projects. Like there's one artist in Bali who, if you buy the artwork from him, you can go to Bali and be part of his gallery as a club member kind of thing. So so not only do you now own the artwork, you can also give more value so that people will buy your artwork. That's called utility value. Another example is royalties. In many cases, one of the beauty of selling your artwork as an NFT, right, is that if you issue an artwork and you sold it to, let's say you, my friend, okay, then you make money, sold it to him, and then he sells it to another guy. Every time it gets sold, I still make a percentage automatically. I don't need to chase for commission. So even though you have sold off your artwork, but every time it gets sold, you still will make money. In the past, if you sold through a gallery, your artwork sold one time, second, third, fourth time, you get nothing, right? You just see the price go up, but you don't get. But as the price of the artwork goes up, if you sell this as an NFT, every future sales, you can also get commission. So this is something that is interesting if you are using this technology. And if you want, you can even share the royalties with your customers. Whenever you make royalties from the sales from your collection, but you hold my artwork, you support me, right? I give you back the bit. They can do that also. So all this is possible because of the creation of NFTs, which you couldn't do last time, right? Collectibles, staking, voting is deep topics. I won't go into that, but generally, just want you to understand that NFT is not just about art, not just about expensive art, but it's also about how to give yourself more rewards in the long term financially, if you want to survive as an independent artist, right? Now, I'm running a bit short of time because I've got a lot more content, so let me jump. Now, I'm going to jump sideways a little bit and talk about metaverses. I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is something that I think in the next 5 years, it will take over your life without realizing it. It's already big now. Now, what is a metaverse? Okay, have you watched Ready Player One? Anyone? The movie? Yes, you watch Ready Player One? This is Ready Player One. Okay, if you've never watched the movie or you don't like science fiction, watch it because the future is scary. Okay, and the reason why I say this, if you are starting out in your lives, one of the very important statistics in the world is that our standard of living is the price to sustain yourself is going higher and higher, right? Every generation, our houses get smaller. I don't know if you realize. Okay, our grandparents' generation, houses were big, 20 children. You come down one generation, houses shrink a bit, 5 children. You come down to our generation, maybe 2 kids, both parents have to work. Cannot even last. All those previous, only the fathers work, right? Every generation gets poorer. Okay? Your houses get smaller, it's tougher to survive, and in this world, what they are saying is that many years in the future, cost of living is so high that you live in literally a square box. That's all you can afford. In fact, it's not that surprising. If you look at the current trajectory, it is like that. Okay? Everyone's houses get smaller. So what does this mean? It means that your physical space gets smaller. When I was in my 20s and I was looking for a house, the smallest size that people, not smallest, average size to buy a condo, you feel okay price, is about 1,000 square feet, 1,200 square feet. Today, I went around the market, right? The average size for a condo is 800 square feet. In 10 years, the size that is considered a fair price to pay for a house is down by 30%. Size-wise, for the same one. You understand what I mean? If this continues another 10 years, standard house is going to be 600 square feet. And then you continue another 10 years, the standard house is going to be 500 square feet. It's going to keep getting smaller because things are getting more expensive. And that's why things like metaverses exist. The concept of it is because as your physical space gets smaller, people go into the virtual world to have bigger space. People go into the virtual world to hang out. Imagine how easy COVID would have been if metaverses were a real thing. You would still be coming to campus virtually, but it's more interactive. It's not like so static, like Zoom, right? Zoom education sucks, right? I do webinars on Zoom all the time. It took me 1 year to get used to it, to teach people to get used to it. And nothing replaces. But with metaverses, they will be able to be more interactive, more real. Okay, and that's something that is a big deal. So what is required? I'll show you the hardware in a moment. But what happens in that movie and in that book? People earn money inside the virtual world. Their careers are built inside the virtual world. What kind of careers are in the virtual world? People will be building items, building avatars, building digital cars. All that is created. They are jobs, right? People are also building entertainment. People are building economies, and they're earning digital money. Everything is in-game because this world becomes more important than your physical world. Okay? And that money is cryptocurrency. It's the exact same design. It is your Bitcoin, it's your Ethereum, etc. It's your digital currencies that central bank will introduce one day, whatever it is. The point is, it's digital money. And cryptocurrency is that same technology for it. So what it means is that in the future, whether you like it or not, you may be earning cryptocurrency. So if you're afraid of it now, imagine what happens 10 years from now when transactions are basically cryptocurrency. When they talk about central bank digital currency, CBDC, they're actually talking about cryptocurrency. It's just that issued by the government of a central bank of a country. So, which means that one day you will earn this kind of money. Okay? And these are the kind of, just look at every single thing from the clothes they're wearing to the car, all that is the future of it. Now, a lot of people think this is very far away. Okay? The hardware you need to create that world is these three things. The VR headset, a haptic suit. The haptic suit makes you feel the environment, full suit, right? And also the treadmill, so that you can run in all directions, walk everything in every single direction. So you feel like you're walking in the digital world. Okay, all this technology for that movie already exists today. It already exists. It's not like something that they had to make up, all right? The reason why it's not more popular because of price, cost. These things have already dropped in price. I bought one just to try it. I haven't played VR in a very long time. So I bought an Oculus Quest 1000 plus. 1000 plus, cheaper than your handphone. Okay? You wear it, and I'm amazed at the level that VR gameplay has gone. It's really a totally different experience, right? And that is just based on something that uses a handphone processor. You know? You're not using a computer. They can already run very immersive experiences. Okay, building a digital world is where creativity and art plays a very huge role in the coming future. Okay, haptic suits are expensive. That treadmill thing is very expensive. But one day, as you know, as more and more people, development money goes into the market, these things will get cheaper. Eventually, all three things in maybe less than 10 years, will become affordable that every one of you can own one in your house. It's eventual. The development is already moving there. So if you are building 3D design, this is the world you are building for. It's a huge market and new. You are early, which means that if you are early, you can be the seasoned, most experienced, best person in that industry because it's new. Okay? And that's the exciting part. Now, and a lot of people think there's no money in this. Let me give you an example. You all play games, right? Have you all played any game that's in-app purchase, right? You buy gems or you buy cosmetics for your game characters or whatever. You can play some social and buy a nice module for your character, right? That is called in-app purchase. As of 2019, in-app purchases were worth $50 billion as an industry. What does this mean? It means that people are paying $50 billion a year to buy a digital suit that they cannot wear in real life. Okay? Just for example. And by 2025, it's going to be 4 times more money being spent. People are spending huge amounts of money buying digital goods. Okay? And the problem is, all this money is being made by giant companies. It's not being made by the ordinary guy on the street, but it's a lot of money. But what if, with NFT and technology, you can directly earn from them without having a boss? That is the unique nature of Web3. Okay, let me just go into it a bit. Now, a lot of these metaverses They are open worlds, digital open worlds. This is one of the digital land I own, just giving an example, right? And anyone can participate. Now here's the thing, you don't need to join a company. You don't need to get a job in this industry. If you want to use your talent and sell your talent, you can do it today. There's no stopping you because the platforms are open. If you can make good art, you can make good 3D design, you can issue an NFT out of it, you can immediately sell it right now. In the sandbox, one of the biggest metaverse company right now, I'm a part of the Malaysia side. The youngest creator selling NFTs is 14 years old. A girl in Japan. And she is doing it professionally. She's even signed up with the sandbox as an official creator because she competed, she won, and now she makes sandbox pays her for every NFT she makes. Right? Because she just did it. You don't need qualifications, right? Of course, it helps if you have it, but even if you didn't, or your grades are not great, but if you really have real talent, there is so much opportunity in this market because anyone can participate, right? There's no limits there. And you can build anything that you want. If you have digital land, you can build whatever you want. You can build a roller coaster, you can put a monkey in the middle with nothing else. Whatever you want to build, it's up to you. It's open-ended. It's up to your creativity. It is a blank canvas for you to do whatever you want. It's like building a new world, literally, right? And anyone can join. Anyone. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what is your art. You have the global audience. Anyone can do it. And that's the interesting thing about it. You can experiment with it today if you want. You can just try, put something out there, see if anybody wants to buy it. No harm, no risk. And that's the unique thing about the metaverse world and the Web3 space, right? So there is all kinds of things that goes into the metaverse. So imagine you go into the digital world, the table, the chair, the floor, the fan, the lights display, any item can be made into an NFT and sold. The background music, the land itself, right? The things that you wear, everything needs to be designed, everything needs to be created, and then you can be sold. And anyone can design, create, and sell in this new space, right? Even you. So, with that said, even I am selling goods in the metaverse, right? So I like expensive watches. It's one of the businesses I'm in. And what I did is, coming back to the first point I mentioned, right, is that these are the watches I sell, okay? I have an online store selling luxury watches right now, okay? And these watches are all stored in a vault. And then I issue an NFT for the watch. People buy and sell the NFT. They don't take the watch, right? They just buy and sell the rights of ownership. Remember I told NFT represent ownership, right? It can also represent physical items, ownership. You can sell property as an NFT if you know how to structure it, okay? And in the metaverse, I plan to have the gallery. Imagine this is a gallery, your character runs around, you can click it, you can immediately go to my store and you can buy. So I've already bought land in different metaverse to prepare myself to open galleries, to sell my items. You could even sell your physical artwork, right? Figurines, shoes, whatever it is you want, right? Make it an NFT and you can sell it online as well, right? There's no limit. It's all based on how you want to do it. This is not a business model that somebody said, hey, do this. I sat there, looked at NFTs and tried to figure out how can I sell more things, right? Of value via NFTs, all right? So, in summary, I just wanted to close with just the last few slides for you to understand this space. This space is big, wide, scary, lots of scams, but lots of opportunity. And what is the difference between last time technology and now? Okay, when the internet started, we call it Web 1.0. It's where you search on Google, you find information, you read up, you Google something, right? Web 2.0 is different, where you go online, you go social media, you watch YouTube, you can watch something, you can search something, but you can also feedback, you can interact, okay? You can give comment lah, you can troll people, whatever it is you do, right? But There's two-way communication, but all the content is actually controlled by one company. I'll give you some example. I don't know if you still use Facebook, but for those of you who use Facebook, do you know that in the TNC, Facebook legally owns all the pictures you put on your Facebook page? It was big news last time, a lot of people forgot. Until today, Facebook legally can use all your images you put on your Facebook, no matter how scary, weird, slutty, whatever extreme, for marketing purposes. And you can't sue them as long as you're using Facebook. So it's all controlled by one company, and you are giving up your rights without realizing it. This includes whatever is hidden, not shown to public. Okay, it's not just about it's whatever you upload onto the platform. Okay, we don't care because we just want to use the social media. But just know that if they choose to do a marketing campaign and your face appears, there's nothing you can do to claim anything from them. So that's Web 2.0. It's all controlled by some giant company, right? And in order for you to make money, sometimes you need to ask that permission. Let's give you a more artistic example. If you're a photographer, you want to make money, from there, you will put it into an image bank, stock image bank. The image bank controls. Why? Because they know they got the customers. They got the customers. They control. So you have no choice. So if the prices get very cheap or whatever, you still got to go and follow and down price. You reduce your value because it's all controlled by one giant corporation. Okay. However, when you go into Web3 space, the unique thing is the companies are not owned by anyone, right? You don't have to ask anyone's permission to participate. So let's say I was telling you about art, right? So let's say I do an NFT art and I want to sell. I go to a platform like OpenSea. I just open an account. I don't even need to put my name. I just need to connect my digital wallet, which nobody knows who's the owner. Okay? I can already start to create. I don't need to go through a registration process. I can open a page, I can issue an NFT, I can put my artwork, and your name can be Bobo, and nobody knows who you are, and it doesn't matter. All right? It's what we mean by no intermediaries. There's really, not to say that there are no middlemen, but the role of the middleman is very different. A gallery is the middleman. A store is the middleman. They help you to sell your product, right? All those are middlemen, and middlemen comes at a cost. With these kind of platforms, you don't need to worry about middlemen. You can go to the biggest platform for NFTs like OpenSea or Malaysia as Pentas, right? You go there, you open an account, you put your artwork, you start selling. It's even easier than doing selling things on than compared to, let's say, Lazada. You still have to go through an application process to get certain status or whatever. So that's the thing. So two key things I want you to understand when it comes to this new industry, that all your skill set, whether it is in the business space, the art space, whatever it is you're good at, you can apply in this new industry, which is the fastest growing industry in technology. Okay? Big thing. Which is, number one, there's no intermediaries. Everything is cheaper and faster. Want to sell your artwork online? Never been cheaper and faster than this. Okay? It's actually true, just a lot of people don't realize. Just that you need to make effort to market. The other thing is that it's decentralized. What it means? There's no central control. You decide, okay, how you want to go about selling your work. No bosses, no company to go and say whether I can sell or not. Don't need any of that. And you decide how much you deserve to be paid for your artwork. It's not some company say your artwork is worth this much, you only can charge this much. You decide on the rewards that you want to pay yourself. So that's the new world. You don't need an employment contract to be part of Web3. One thing I want to highlight is that I just shared, I'm in at least 6 different companies. And I'm either their advisor or their management. Not in one company, I'm in 6 companies and I have no employment contract. Okay? Because they are not normal companies, they are tech companies online. Everything is paid. And you know how many hours of time I spend for 6 companies in a month? Less than 1 week. Okay? Because I have talent. Alright? I've worked 20 years to achieve that result. Alright? And every one of those jobs pays a full-time salary. But of course, I use it to pay my staff. Okay, I don't keep all the money to myself. But the point I'm trying to make is that this new space is not about having one good job. It's about taking your talent and selling it across 10 different companies and earning money from it. It's not about exchanging your time for money. It's about exchanging your talent for money. And this is a market that appreciates it. That's why a 14-year-old can be an NFT creator and make money. That's why I know Minecraft coders and designers who are 12 making money. Okay, that is also why that there are many people who are now. This is, even if it's not their main income, it's a side income. You can do it however you want. All right. So with that, I hope that it has opened your mind a little bit. I know it's a big topic. This is an introduction. But if you have any questions, I am contactable, especially on Twitter. I talk a lot of nonsense on Twitter. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. You may think Twitter is dead. It's true. But in NFT world, Twitter is the most important, followed by Discord. So if you're on Discord, I'm also on Discord, okay? Every freaking day. So if you're a gamer, I'm always there. But if you have any questions, my LinkedIn, you can see I have done about 50 jobs in my life or more. I just never list everything out. My email, that is my number, please don't spam me. Or if you want to add me on Twitter, you can ask me any questions. And yeah, if you have time, if you want Q&A, I can do that as well. Thank you very much. Woo!
Awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, Mr. Josh Wong, for the inspiring topic about NFT just now. And yeah, now we actually know more about NFT marketplace. Okay, and we hope the audience, we hope in the future more talks or workshop, right, by Mr. Josh Wong. We can invite him in MAIC, even in our class, inshallah, in the future, right? So, to online viewers, please don't forget to share our videos online, and we will be back next open day, next month, with more hot and interesting topics. So, we'll see you guys next month, inshallah. Bye bye.